My full name is Osvaldo Rivera. Most folks know me as Ozzy. I helped to form an organization of cultural arts activists called Casa de Unidad. And Casa de Unidad, in its heyday, was the premier arts organization in the whole state of Michigan for Latino activists. Some of my work now is really about passing on that history and mentoring and training people. And part of that is really capturing as much of our collective history with folks that are still around. I've written over 50 articles for Central with a historical view. That's one piece of the project. The VOCES committee is another piece of the project. Aaron and I, Aaron Barndollar, who's a member of this VOCES committee, started doing some filming back in 2011. We had other people involved, like Eddie Caraballo, musician.
A friend of ours, Cesar Pena, who was a guitarist who was on tour with the blues legend Albert King.
And we just said, let's take the camera and just interview these people.
We started to record just some kind of roundtable conversations with neighborhood folks like Roberto Munoz and Ziggy Gonzalez to talk about various aspects of community history and kind of get some of those stories on tape. There are numerous nationally known artists and musicians that have come out of our neighborhood that don't get recognized.
We got to interview Panchito, who of course passed away, first Mexican-American principal in the Detroit public school system, but a world-class musician that traveled all over the world.
After I got out of the service, I went on the road with different bands. I went on the road with Tex Beneke, Gene Krupa, Lang Townsend. Then I came back home and put my band together. And we started playing for the Austin Murray people. We played all the parties and all the dances and everything. And we played the music that sounds like the same thing they play now on Dancing with the Stars. We played that kind of music. Music was like a focal point for everybody. They could understand each other through music.
We got to interview Benny Cruz, who died at a young age, but in his prime, that was one of the best bands around because they played really good Mexican-American music, but they knew how to play Puerto Rican music. And if you went to any of their dances, you had both communities dancing galore.
The people that we were playing for liked it. And then before you know, we're playing at festivals. You know, they used to have festivals downtown in Detroit and all over in Pontiac and all that. So just little by little, we fell into a little niche. And then before you know it, corporate America started calling because they wanted a Latin band for a certain function, but they also wanted a variety because not everyone knew and understood the music. So we became ambassadors, and I said, well, you know, what's a good marketing tool? Using a good name as a sub-name to the band. We were called Benny Cruz y La Buena Vida. But then I said, well, we'll call ourselves the ambassadors of music, in parentheses. And I used that tagline for years, and it got a lot of doors open for me.
We had those clips floating around, but it was until we got together with some great dynamite people like Tanya Sandivar, Martina Guzman, Aaron Barndollar, Ilma Andrade, Mauricio Dominguez. We said, we gotta make this a real effort.
Probably the Detroit History Arcadia books are the closest thing that we've come to getting that story told, but there's only so much you can tell in a short book like that.
The VOCES committee recorded probably the last known interview with Mario Grillo because he passed away.
Mario Bowser's idea was to take a big band jazz format, but as opposed to having one drummer, as in the traditional orchestra, why not have three? A timbale player, a conga player, a bongo player, to create that multi-rhythm and Afro-Cuban essence that would then, in effect, be a marriage made in heaven. as opposed to convenience. And it worked. And this year is our 85th year of business. That's a heck of a long time.
So I know the power of oral history in terms of Southwest Detroit. A lot of young people feel rudderless. They feel like, am I important? But when you give them that information, that perspective, si se puede, because my ancestors did. So it's a sense of empowerment.
There's plenty of folks that we need to get recorded.
We got a pilot project grant from Kresge, but I think they know they're going to get more from us.
It's a huge undertaking, but we've assembled a great group of folks with a lot of talent and passion and expertise, and I think we're well on our way to telling the story.
We're making history right now as we speak, and so that's why I'm excited for the VOCES committee.
It feels wonderful that I can brag about what I did. Even at my age, I presented myself in the Cinco de Mayo parade.
Life can be good if you work hard at it, and never let anyone tell you that you can't do something.
Thank you.